Alright guys, I want to talk about shoes inspired by crocodiles, snakes, and even insects. And to start things off, I want to look at these two beautiful Air Force Ones. They came out in 2007. They were part of the 25th anniversary of the Air Force One, and they're actually the crown jewels of all the Air Force Ones that were released in '07. So to my right are a pair of crocodile Air Force Ones, and to my left are a pair of anaconda Air Force Ones. Believe it or not, these shoes retailed for $2,000 each. They were sold at Nike stores all across the world, and I actually wonder how many they sold for 2,000 bucks. Let's get into it. So, the crocodile Air Force One is made out of real crocodile skin. You can see this beautiful, luxurious upper. The shoes come with oak shoe tree inserts, and the accents on the shoes are real 18 karat gold. So Nike really went all out when it came to stepping up this shoe and making it real nice and classy. And they did the same thing for the Anaconda Air Force One. The upper of the shoe is made out of real anaconda. If you look at it, you can see scales all over the upper. I really don't like holding this shoe because it's so valuable and it's all white. It's amazing. And the thought process behind both of these shoes was to step the Air Force One up to be worn out for really nice, fancy affairs. And I think Nike has more than achieved that objective. The shoes come with gold hang tags that are autographed by Bruce Kilgore. Bruce was the original designer of the Air Force One back in 1982. And the shoes also come with special limited edition dust bags. In case you are going to undead stock them, you can kind of keep them safe from the elements. I want to go ahead, have a look at two shoes made of crocodile, two other shoes made of snake, and two other shoes made of insect. So these are known as the Reflector Croc Dunks. It's actually faux crocodile print on the upper. That's not real croc. And you'll notice that it's reflective. The shoe is known as the Reflector Croc or sometimes the 3M Croc. 3M means triple metallic. You'll notice this pair of lows is triple metallic silver. These shoes are very underrated, underappreciated. Perhaps it's just that they weren't SBs and they sort of slipped through the cracks, but not a lot of sneakerheads know about these shoes. I think they're really amazing. Let's have a look at a couple of shoes that are inspired by snakes. And you know I'm going to break out a pair of J's, right? So to my right, from 2001, the Air Jordan 11 Low Blue Snake. This shoe is sick. Icy soles, incredible. Most people that are into the Air Jordan 11 like the high tops and sort of think the lows are whatever. This one, though, is an exception. Sneakerheads love the Blue Snake Jordan 11 Low. And I'm surprised that Nike didn't release this shoe this year. In the past year, this shoe's come out in a bunch of different colorways with patent leather. They're not nearly as cool as this one. And this year is actually the year of the snake, according to the Chinese calendar. And Nike's released a whole lot of snake-inspired shoes. They just haven't taken us back to the OG snake-inspired Jordan, which I'm surprised at. The pair to my left is a part of the year of the snake pack. It's known as the Air Force One Downtown, and it's the Python edition. Look at the upper. It's like python skin. It's sick. And what I love about this shoe is that the python print goes all the way around the midsole. Nike rarely takes the inspiration beyond the upper all the way to the midsole. They've got these icy soles, 3M metallic silver swooshes. Shoes are sick. So I mentioned earlier that they're called Air Force One Downtowns. The curious thing about that is that Air Force Ones are normally called Uptowns. But a lot of the Air Force Ones that have been released recently, especially the limited edition ones, are being called Downtowns by Nike for whatever reason. So we looked at Crocs, we looked at snakes. Let's check out the bugs. Got a pair of Mosquito Dunk SBs. Look closely at the insole there and you'll see an actual mosquito. So these shoes were on display in the bugs exhibit. They had fake bugs all over them, fly swatters. It was a really fun exhibit. And you'll notice the awesome speckled midsole, the icy soles. There's a lot of real cool details about these Mosquito SBs. But they're not the coolest of all of my bug-inspired shoes. Those would have to be the Mayflies. So the Nike Mayfly is the most lightweight running shoe ever made by Nike. It weighs 4.8 ounces. I threw the Air Force Ones on the scale before the video. These two boxes together weigh more than 12 pounds. The mayflies, the box, the bag that comes with them, it all weighs less than 1 pound. This shoe is made for one race. The mayfly in nature is an insect that does it all in one day. It's born, it lives, it breeds, it dies in one day. This shoe is meant to do the same thing in just one race. They come with a little special hang tag that says less than 100 kilometers. Then they come with this little reuse a shoe program. You can send the shoe back to Nike. They'll grind it up and make something cool out of it. I love the bag. It says the ultimate lightweight racing shoe would support and cushion you 1 meter past the finish line. And then it says, in nature, the mayfly is an insect that lives, breeds, and dies all in one day. Carpe diem. So I picture Bill Bowerman, the co-founder of Nike, and he was completely obsessed with making sneakers as lightweight as possible. He was even notorious for going to board meetings and taking a shoe and throwing it on a scale and saying, can this be made lighter? It sure can be made lighter. This shoe, I'm sure he'd be very proud of Nike. The 12-pound Air Force Ones, I'm sure he'd be shaking his head. You can check out a lot of these shoes on eBay. Go on eBay, search for ShoeZeum, and enjoy.